Waiters and waitresses of Reddit, what can we, as customers, do to make your lives easier? It's never too soon to tell your server you want separate checks. And if you're in a large party and want separate checks, please don't switch seats multiple times. Write a note on the receipt. I can't tell you how many times my night is immediately made better by someone just writing me a small note saying they enjoyed the service. I've kept a couple notes that aren't on a restaurant copy. I was chit-chatting with table the other day throughout their stay, and on their receipt they wrote "good luck on your test next week." I briefly mentioned it and they actually paid attention to me and remembered it. It was so thoughtful and made me so happy. I hope they come back. I spent much of my adult life working in pubs UK, and something that I always wished people wouldn't do was put empty crisp packets, tissues, and any other general rubbish into their empty glasses. I get that they were trying to be helpful, but it's such a misguided gesture. It is so much harder and more gross to scrape now wet tissue out of a pint glass than pick up dry tissue off a table. Don't take things off the tray. I get when people do that, they are trying to be helpful, but it's not. It throws off the balance of the tray, and if I can't catch it in time, you may end up with drinks and food in your lap. This has to be the most surprising one to me, that people actually do this. If you empty a dish plate and put it awkwardly out of my reach, for example, toward the wall or in the center of a very large round table, it's gonna stay there. It would be more intrusive of me to try and reach for it. If you leave it within reach or near the table edge, I will happily remove it. I worked at an Italian restaurant when I was younger, and one night it was my job to clean out all the bread baskets. I was brushing them out first using my bare hand to get the napkins and crap out, and in one of the baskets was someone's used glucose needle, and it stuck me in the fingertip. I had to go get an AIDS test along with other blood-borne viruses. So please don't throw your medical waste in the breadbasket along with your napkins. It's disgusting to begin with, to have to fish out all your nasty but used napkins, but finding a needle this way is incredibly trashy. What the frick? Have self-spatial awareness. I have no control over ticket times, no control how long it took you to get sat. My only pet peeve about customers is attempting to pull me away from another table. I promise I see you waving. I'm just trying to give this table my undivided attention, just as I will give you the same when I am done with them. If you have an infant child who goes under the table and takes off his diaper and takes an actual crap on the floor, don't just say "oh sorry about that" and leave. Servers are there to serve you food, not to clean up human crap left on the floor because you are a terrible parent. True story. North Miami Ale House, circa 2005. If you're ready for me to pick up the check and swipe your card, leave the card semi-visible. If I don't know it's there, I can't swipe it. I don't want to grab the book and have to come back. I notice that's a really common mistake. At least the places I go haven't even touched the check yet, but because it's standing up they just grab it, only to have to come back later. I absolutely hate it when someone comes in with their small child and lets them mess with everything on the table. Sugar caddies, salt pepper shakers, basket of crackers, all taken out and slobbered over. Kids are dirty and that is gross. I'm not talking about the parents who give them a couple of crackers and let them play with them and smash all over. I'm talking about complete annihilation. It is super gross, and now I have you throw all that stuff away because your kid's spit is on it. Please stop. If you have a large party, call ahead for frick's sake. There are 7 people in my family. When we would go out for dinner, our group would easily grow to 10+ people if grandparents or friends came along. I never understood why my parents would never call ahead to wherever we would go, especially on a busy weekend night. Our group could easily be waiting 30-40 minutes for a table. I'm a busboy, not a waiter, but when customers rip up beverage napkins, straw wrappers, etc. into a bunch of little pieces and leave it on the table, it can be kind of a bee to pick up. I'm a big fidgeter, so I used to do it too until I started working in a restaurant. Kids do this all the time. Mash food up, drop it on the floor, mash it some more. Plus what you mentioned drives me crazy. Bar server here. Please stop asking if you can have one for free. It's your birthday. It's everyone in his birthday. Be kind. I can honestly say, if you're a genuinely kind person and you are nice to me, I will go out of my way to make sure that your food is made correctly and is out fast. I won't care if you want it made some super special way. Honestly, I'll go to the ends of the earth cause your genuine niceness is such a fresh feeling. State very clearly what you want when you order. People will half order, half have a conversation with the table. They're talking about how much they want a salad and ask everyone if they want onion rings, but never clearly state I would like an order of onion rings. Or they change their mind while ordering, but never clearly state the change they're making. For example, orders regular fries, asks how much sweet potatoes fries cost, says okay, never states they want to change to the sweet potato fries. It's fine if you hang out for a while after eating, especially if it's not busy, but don't treat a restaurant like a rented party space when you haven't rented it out. Take the space for 5 hours, letting a group of little kids run around, people milling around, loud activities, acting all offended when we're closing and your party gets cut short. It's obnoxious to everyone else. Till I'm an effing awesome restaurant customer, I don't do any of this bulls. Yes you are. Pick up after your kid. Give visual cues. This will make you happier as a customer and your servers happier. Ready to order? Close your menus and put them to the side of the table. Need a drink refill? Put it to the side of the table. Done with your food? Put your silver and napkin on top of your plate and push it to the side of the table. You've put your credit card in with the bill and you want your server to take it. You're ready to leave? Put it in the card in the envelope so it's sticking out a bit. You guessed it. Put it to the side of the table. Basically, if you make it so your server can glance at your table and what you need without actually having to come over and talk to you about it, you're godsend. Please have a little bit of grace. We are all trying to do our best at our job and sometimes people don't offer any grace whatsoever. I have a regular who asks me every 2 seconds where his beer is without giving me a chance to even run it. Where's me beer? I've been waiting for it. If the food doesn't taste good, let us know and we can fix it for you. But we aren't the cooks, so it's not our fault if something doesn't taste the way you like it. Overall, just be kind and gracious. I know I do my best to provide a great service. I've had people ask me where their drink was and I hadn't even left the table yet. Worked as a front girl at a pizza store. Served slices, took orders. Don't call me a freaking retard when I ask for your address 3 times because it sounds like you're drunk and deep throating your phone. Instant hang up. Just act like a normal freaking human being and treat us like we are too. I don't mind if you can't decide. Want to customize the dish? Don't like your food? Whatever. But just don't be a dong about it. A smile and a thank you go a long way. That's really just it. Be a decent human being. If you have a baby, please, for the love of God, do not leave your dirty rolled up diaper on the table for me to dispose of. Gross. That's what bathrooms and change tables are for. Stop sitting at dirty tables. I work at a cafe with about 25 tables. It's very fast paced, and as one person having to run food and drink and clean the tables, some tables will be dirty, around 5 tables a time. That means there is 20 tables clean. 12 of them will be taken. That's still 8. So why can't you sit on them instead of sitting on a dirty one and looking at me as if I had completely neglected it? 1000% yes. OMG, I'm getting irate just thinking about this. Please don't complain to me about our prices. It's not like I'm the one deciding them, and yes, the guac is extra. Honestly, be nice. It's insane how many times I ask people, how are you guys doing, Todd? Sweet tea. Please, please, please don't try to help me by grabbing your drinks off my tray. I have it balanced and ordered in the right way. Just let me do it myself. Same goes for food. And for the love of God, I'm looking at you, old people. Don't flag me down when I'm obviously busy with other tables. Claim you know what you want to order, then look at the menu for 5 minutes while I stand there waiting for your dumb ass. I have 6 other tables, all of whom want their freaking kids' chicken tenders boxed up and yet another sweet tea refill. Be ready when I come to you or I'm going to cut you off in the middle of your question and do something else. Rant over. This crap literally happened to me last night. If you're thinking this, then you're not the problem. I've found that I've done some of the things in this thread that servers complain about without realizing what I'm doing is actually detrimental or a mild inconvenience to them. Just use basic human decency and communication skills. Tell me what you want and I will do my best to get it to you as you describe. And put the phone down. People spend more time with Instagram filters than they do communicating with me what kind of food they want, what they like to drink, etc. Some awareness is nice. 2. I can't move your cup out of the way if I have 3 plates in my hands, for example. Read the menu. Don't complain that your food has something on it you don't like if it is clearly stated in the description. It's Wednesday, 10:41 PM. You're in a restaurant in a part of town with several bars within 500 feet. The kitchen closed at 9. You're in a conversation with a friend, slowly slipping your Chardonnay. There's half a bottle left. From behind the bar, 2 staff members mumble at each other and stare in your direction. You never see them though. It's been how many years? The staff wonders the same thing. Your brain does not register the obvious, but indirect cues the staff are giving. They have to do this because they are in the people-pleasing business and the boss will fire them if they even consider telling you and your friend to frick off to a goddamn bar already and talk and drink. Loud clinking of silverware dishes, sudden changes in music lighting, the absence of any other guests in the restaurant, you don't notice. This conversation must happen here, now. You pour more wine and in the near silence of the restaurant you can hear the souls of the staff leave their bodies. Still slowly slipping, another 30 minutes pass and now the staff are questioning their whole lives. What if they had studied something else? Or gone to a trade school? Maybe there is still time. Suddenly, you snap them out of the spiral of thoughts when you happen to look up and now notice that you are sitting in an empty restaurant, and you haven't seen another guest in 2 hours, and say, "Oh, Diane, I think they're closed." Excuse me, what time do you close? Amazing, you forgot the busboys cleaning every table around you. Please don't profess your love to us, slap our asses, etc. I'm here to give you your food, not suck your dong. Many folks get mad at wait times, especially when they see open tables. Folks, reservations are a thing. I cannot seat you at a reserved table. Not my fault you did not make a reservation on a Friday night. And I am not, in any way, preventing you from coming into my restaurant. Many customers act as if I don't want them to come and dine in the restaurant, as I'm not seating them even when there is open tables. A 30 minutes wait is a 30-minute wait. I did not say it was 30 minutes just so I can frick with you. In 30 minutes, your table will be beautifully set and your server will be ready to have you and give you the best experience as possible. And do not get angry at hosts. Many think a hosting job is easy, it is when it isn't busy. But on Friday and Saturday nights, at my restaurant at least, they are running around helping our servers as well. If you have a walk-in party of 20+ people, and you only have one server serving you, understand that they have to get 20+ different drink orders. Go get those drink orders. Drop off the drinks to the right people. Take 20+ different food orders with 20+ different modifications more or less. Then ring in 20+ different food items incorrectly so nothing gets fricked up. And then make sure those 20+ food items come out correctly. Oh, and not to mention the 20+ drink refills. If you've never served, just remember that servers do a lot of freaking multitasking, and if you have a party that large you should automatically tip 20%. Please don't say you're ready to order if you're not ready to order. Servers have a list of things constantly ticking off in their head that they have to do, and standing listening to you decide is not one of them. Asking questions is a different story, but if you're actively not ready, please don't waste my time. I would appreciate if customers practice patience with the wait staff. Because we rely on tips for income, I promise we are doing our best to meet your needs as soon as possible. However, some things are just not in our control. We can't make cooks prepare your food faster. Please don't punish us by leaving a small tip because of something that was not in our control. I cooked in the back of house for a Japanese hibachi restaurant, but my wife worked as a server. She had the biggest problem with kids running around. I'm not saying control your kids like a dictator, but tell them to at least sit still. Also, fire and metal are being tossed in the air, so yeah, sit freaking still. Don't change your baby's diapers at your table and leave it on the table when you leave. Also, don't throw garbage on the floor and look up at me and tell me it's job security. I used to be a waiter or busser for a few years and this happened so often. It was very disgusting. I can handle a lot, including a drunk dude calling me a freaking bee, running me, asking for one thing at a time, asking for something every time you see me, makes me the craziest. I waited on a brain researcher once who said my brain organizes all tasks into the least amount of steps in split seconds. People running me causes me to be less effective and makes other customers suffer. Also, your special order is not special. I've heard every variation of request, allergy, dislike. I don't need a discussion. Just tell me what you need. If you need time or decide, that's okay, just let me go. I promise I will come back. But having me stand there while you hem and haw puts everything else behind. I am not responsible for the food. If it's undercooked or you don't like it, I will do what I can to fix it. Judge me on how I reacted, handled your complaint, not the food. Overall, customers are great. I loved waiting tables and met my so when I waited on him. I've since moved on but still miss it. I honestly just wish people would answer me when I first approach them and ask them how they are doing. Or even just say hello back before placing their drink order. It infuriates me to no end when I approach new customers at the bar and say, hey guys, how you doing tonight, and they immediately reply or even interrupt my introduction with Bud Light. Congratulations, you have been visited by the Danny DeVito Dorito. Comment your dream and it will come true. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video, or don't. Either way, have a great day you magnificent people.